Number 8. Mosul Dam. The Mosul Dam in Iraq stands at a height of 370 feet and with a length of 11,975 feet. It takes its name from Mosul, the second largest Iraqi city after the country's capital, Baghdad. It was built in 1986 and took approximately 5 years to complete. The dam is considered dangerous partly because it's made of mud. Yes, you heard that right. While mud is a perfectly acceptable building material, it might not be the best material to use for a dam. You know, with all the water moving against it and everything. We're not engineers, but it strikes us as a little hazardous. Also, its location can be somewhat problematic. If the Mosul Dam gave way, as many as 500,000 to 1 million people could lose their lives. According to sources, the loose mud is being punished by the water, and that means the dam requires a lot of maintenance. A relief dam is supposed to be built in case of emergencies, however, it hasn't been built yet. Iraq is making moves to try and address these concerns. Should the dam break, the water would reportedly reach a level of 16.4 feet in just a few days, with flooding taking place across a wide area. The potential impact has been compared to a tsunami, and remember how we said the location was a potential problem? Iraq has been pretty chaotic. Throw in the fact that the dam's home base isn't the safest place to be, and this sounds like a recipe for impending disaster. We hope authorities can get everything straightened out before something terrible happens. Number 7. Jinping Yi Dam. The Jinping Yi Dam is in the southwestern province of Sichuan, China, is 1,001 feet tall and 1,865 feet long. It took 8 years to build and was finished in 2013. The dam was named after the Chinese leader Xi Jinping and is what's known as an arch dam. That's when an arch shape is created that naturally strains, enabling it to bear the brunt of extreme water pressure. It's on Yalong River and is part of a huge project to generate hydroelectric power. Sounds exciting, yet experts have expressed doubts on just how safe the Jinping Yi Dam is. Reports from 2014 claim that the dam could potentially have been connected to seismic activity in the area. This type of construction has boosted water levels in the region to almost 656 feet higher than they were before. But how has this potentially led to the ground beneath people's feet shaking? It's through something called reservoir-induced seismicity, which has been noted in other structures that lie on fault lines. It doesn't sound like a wonderful idea to build dams on fault lines, but hey, we don't make the rules. So, what would happen if the dam was breached? The reservoir reportedly contains billions of cubic meters of water, so it would be pretty bad, to say the least, if the dam burst. Number 6. Three Gorges Dam. Situated on the famous Yangtze River in the central Chinese province of Hubei, the Three Gorges Dam is 594 feet high and 7,661 feet long. It can churn out an epic 22,500 megawatts of hydropower when it's fully running, making this dam the world leader in terms of output. It's built out of concrete and steel and is a gravity dam, where a cross-section shaped like a triangle is used to brace the dam against water pressure. However, as with any huge and heavy structure holding back countless gallons of water, it does have an impact on its surroundings, including disastrous landslides. It may be good for holding in water, but when the reservoir connected to the dam erodes, it has a powerful effect on the environment. Floods have taken their toll on China in recent years during a period where the country already experienced hardship due to the coronavirus pandemic. The Three Gorges Dam and other structures is what stands between communities and disaster. You can certainly try and control Mother Nature, but when she bites back, she does it hard. So you need to be as prepared as possible. Number 5. Monticello Dam. The Monticello Dam, located in Lake Berryessa in the Vaca Mountains, California, is a beautiful tourist destination. Here you'll find this impressive arch dam, which is 304 feet high and 1,023 feet long. It also has a reservoir stretching 26 miles. After a 4-year construction period, the dam opened in 1957. Compared to some of the other listings, this dam is relatively safe. Reports state that it's protected the area from flooding to the tune of approximately $5 million. So what's it doing on our list of most dangerous dams? Well, the trouble isn't so much to do with the dam letting in water, but rather a part of the structure known as the glory hole. Yes, that's really what it's called. Unwary birds, animals, and even people can be drawn into the hole, which is also referred to as a spillway. Designed to direct the flow of excess water, they can become death traps. There has been tragedy associated with the spillway. In 1987, a woman was killed while out swimming after being drawn into the hole by the strong current. Number 4. Venti Dam. Building a dam can be an ambitious undertaking. The Venti Dam in Italy was a project that was seemingly cutting edge but also deeply flawed, resulting in terrible tragedy. Located in the Belluno province in the northwest of the country, it was opened in the early 1960s after 3 years of construction. It stands at 860 feet high and is 520 feet long. It's one of the tallest dams in the world. These days, it lies unused. While it was in operation for a number of years, it provided to be a living nightmare for the local area. The double-arch structure was admired. A lot of modern technology went into making the Venti Dam a reality. Unfortunately, it's believed that an emphasis on the dam itself and not the region it served was what resulted in a horrific landslide. The nearby mountain of Monticello suffered a geological disaster when part of its top broke away. This load of rock landed in the dam's reservoir, triggering a mega tsunami that swept down into the communities below. Approximately 2,000 people lost their lives. One village, Longarone, lost a third of its population. A bitter legal battle ensued where authorities justified their building of the dam while the public tried to hold them and engineers accountable for any errors that could have led to the tragedy. Arguments about whether the flood was an act of God, whether warnings over the environmental impact had been ignored, and to what extent profit was placed before human lives raged on. It doesn't seem like any definitive conclusion was reached, though the fallout certainly generated a lot of anger, as you could imagine. It shows how a combination of error plus unstable geography can create complete chaos out of something that's designed to help people. Number 3. Kariba Dam. This is the concrete Kariba Dam, located in the Kariba Gorge between Zambia and Zimbabwe. Part of the Zambezi River Basin, this dam created its own body of water in the shape of Lake Kariba. It's 420 feet high and 1,900 feet long. It was officially opened in 1960 by the late Queen Elizabeth, 5 years after construction started. A reported 57,000 people needed to be relocated to make way for the dam and its hydroelectric capacity. The end result provides cheap energy to the area, but it's easy to forget that this comes at a human cost. And the Kariba Dam has suffered a lot in relation to this. 86 men lost their lives putting it together. The dam is a double curvature arch dam designed to use water pressure to strengthen itself against its foundations. Concerning reports have come in about a crater at the base of the dam. Apparently, the basalt rock bottom has eroded over time. Should the dam break, which some believe it will, the old concrete will give way and release enough water to endanger millions of people. Number 2. Aswan Dam. While Egypt has been dominated by the awesome spectacle of the River Nile, it's only relatively recently that they've taken advantage of it for generating power. When the British were in town in the early 20th century, they installed a low dam and the building continued after they left, with a high dam put in place in 1970 after a decade of construction. At 364 feet high and 12,570 feet long, it's an embankment dam. Created using a mound of rock, it was the world's largest such dam at the time it was unveiled. Its location is the city of Aswan, whose influence in Egypt dates back to ancient times. The building of the Aswan High Dam was an incident-packed story, rooted as it is in the country's turbulent history. For starters, we mentioned there was a low dam constructed earlier. However, this dam was almost never built at all. Attempts to get a dam going were underway since the 11th century. It was only in 1898 that the idea finally became a reality, yet there were further obstacles. Talks of a high dam in Aswan weren't appreciated by the royal government, so there was no way the project was going to get off the drawing board. Until the Egyptian Revolution, that is, which saw the country led by President Gamal Abdel Nasser. On his watch, the high dam went under construction. There were various reported issues with the dam, including substandard construction work and, worst of all, leaks. That's something you really don't want to hear about a dam. Before the dam was officially opened, the connecting lake impacted heavily on the Nubian population who were flooded. Tens of thousands had to leave an environment where they'd relied on the local water supply. From there, they went out to the dry desert. Arguments over their displacement continue to this day. Also, the High Dam affected Egypt's ancient history, so famous worldwide for its tales of mighty pharaohs and mysterious pyramids. Abu Simbel's pharaonic temples needed to be moved elsewhere to stop them from being submerged. They dismantled an ancient site and relocated it. It's amazing the effect a dam can have on its surroundings. It also reportedly caused damage to the Nile's ecosystem. Number 1. Koyna Dam. The Koyna Dam is located in the town of Koyna Nagar in the state of Maharashtra on India's western peninsula. It was built on the Koyna River between 1956 and 1964. At 339 feet high and 2,648 feet long, the dam is the largest power plant in the country, generating electricity from water. Like any dam, it has a spillway. It is vital for directing water when the turbulent monsoon season rolls around. However, a disruptive environment results in problems for any structure, with a dam being among the most important in terms of things that could go wrong. India is no stranger to earthquakes, and these take their toll on the Koyna Dam. A quake measuring 6.3 in magnitude struck the area in 1967, which broke open the concrete. What do you do with a cracked dam? Shut it down? You could, but that would be very expensive, and what would happen to the water supply for the local area? No. In this case, grout is applied to fill up the cracks. Also, the Indian authorities created more holes deliberately. The holes were made internally in order to relieve pressure. As for what triggered the 67 quake, there's an argument going on. Did the reservoir create the seismic activity behind the quake as concluded by geologists? To this day, there's been no definitive explanation. Thanks for watching. Which one of these dams do you think could cause the most damage if it were to burst? Let us know in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.